Ro.24 파티 원이상 드림 조중현 크리에이터 장현우 라그날로 신입업 아프리카 TV 브레이크업 스튜디오 라이브 2020 GSL 시즌 1 코드 S 쇼다운
The tasteless remix. Much better than the original.
I would love to hear a complete remix by you.
Thank you.
Like a whole song.
I'm like, do you mean that?
Yes. I think it would be hilarious if you just took GSL songs and we just remix it all together with just your voice making all the noises.
Kind of
You'd probably hear it and like you would go deaf from hearing it because it's so bad.
Now, in this match that we have, a little, side note, if you're just now tuning, Creator was not a happy bear. After losing that first series, he had some of the games won, did not pull through. Dream's looking very good, though. Dream seems to be very calm and collected.
Yeah, he looked great against Parting. Oh, Golden Wall! So sick. So sick, Tasteless.
So sick. I'm excited to see what's going to happen on this map. Now, again, can Creator keep it together? It's like he's winning sometimes, but he falls apart. Dream is looking better than ever, too. This is a real tough match here for Creator. It's one I think he could take, but I'm not sure that he will take it.
No. Dream definitely has to be the favorite. He looked good against Parton, but let's see what Creator can do.
전투 준비 완료. 퍼포먼스로 앞서가다 LG 울트라 기어와 넘버원 에너지 드링크 핫식스가 이번 전투를 지원한다고. 지네어 그린윙즈 크리에이터 장현 브레이브스타 게임 드림 조중현
I have just made Artosis is laughing so hard that his mic is away from his face. I just did something that's so funny that no one else will ever know. But oh my God, he's crying! It was so funny. This is great because we have makeup on too because we're on camera. So now your mascara's running and everything.
Oh
yeah.
Oh, Tasteless.
Yeah. They're gonna think that you're so upset because you really wanted Creator to get to the round of 5, but okay.
So what do we have going on, Tasteless?
I don't know. Real quick thing on this map. He's still laughing. There's no point in me trying to explain to you guys what I did because you have to see it for it to be funny. But the important thing about this map, while Artosis tries to collect himself, is that it's split into 2 platforms. There's a lower platform, and then there's the upper platform, which takes up about 2/3 of the map. And so most of the game is played on the upper platform, but you do see pushes go through there, and the 2 platforms are split between these gold bases that are there. So you're tempted to take the gold base, but of course you can get either above or below it, depending on which side they took it on, and hit them from there too.
Cool story, bro.
That's yeah.
Why do you try so hard, Jesus? Why don't you just quit already? All right. So, Stargate opener. I'm excited to see this. Like, a Stargate opener is not what I expected. Most people play taking a pretty quick gold, going into Blink, and then Charge. And just kind of massing up basic units, but kind of interesting to see it's a Stargate.
He might be hoping that the Terran's going to be the one that's going to be trying to take the gold base first, and maybe he can go for some kind of a punish there.
Maybe.
This is a map we haven't seen like a ton of games of, which always means there could be some unexpected strategies.
Totally.
Problem is, whenever we have these kind of maps, is they're very likely to get vetoed because pros want to play on maps that are more standard because that's what they usually do.
Yeah. Well, opening up with Phoenixes, cool. We'll see how that goes. So this is kind of interesting. Look at this, right? He's getting a Cyclone, but going into quick 3 barracks. Am I looking at this correctly, or is this quick 2 barracks?
Gotta get another shot of it on camera here.
I think it's quick 2 barracks. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. It's like a reactor barracks and then a second barracks.
One
maybe.
more. Yeah. Robo has started now over here for Creator. Now again, Creator raged after he lost his first series, and I mean he was very, very angry, complete with the fist slam on the desk.
Yeah.
So the question now is, it's not just about what kind of strategy is he going to use or what kind of build or all that. It's also what is his mindset going in here? Is he able to take that negative energy and utilize it into a better game here in the second best of 3 for him today? Or is it going to cause more distraction, cause more tilt?
Well, I hope he's calmed down because I think you have to put out a really strong game against Dream.
I think people sometimes don't appreciate what a true marathon a group like this is,
Yeah. I mean, occasionally we see someone just bash their way out like 2-0, but
yeah,
more often than not it is a gruesome fight. Even for RagnaroK there, that was like a bunch of close games and he won 2-1, 2-1.
It's really a complex thing when you have 4 top-tier players and they all can watch the games themselves too while it's going on. I mean, you have to be just a really strong player to come out and survive that.
Absolutely.
And let's not forget, Parting is waiting for the winner of this series.
Yeah.
I think Parting certainly could defeat Creator. I think that's a completely reasonable statement. And then Dream, I think, yeah, Parting can beat Dream. He already has,
Yes.
What was that look you gave me, really?
I was like, I don't know. You said that, and then I was like, wait, let me put this sentence together. I'm like, yeah, no, he did beat him 1 game. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It's been done before.
It is.
It is possible.
Not undoable. So it's Colossus Phoenix. That's kind of interesting to see that a couple times today already. Maybe something re-entering the metagame a bit.
I thought we were going to see somebody try to rush out to the gold base, but instead it seems like they've both been playing pretty passive, maybe waiting for the other player to try to come out there and do something with the gold that could then allow them to activate their push.
Ooh, look at this.
Uh-oh. Great. Now, again, Creator always starting off with a lead here. I mean, getting rid of that first Raven's pretty big, especially when you're teching a Colossus.
Oh, yeah.
The Raven's there to disable the Colossi. And so this is a big reset.
It really is. And look at this. He's already got an Immortal. He has a Colossus out here as well.
Dream decides to just take what he has now and try to use it because he's going to be in a pretty big deficit if he lets the game go on for too long. So here we go. Let's see what this actually does.
He's got a nice sized army here, but obviously if he had the Raven, he'd be feeling a lot better about his chances. Oh, I like it. All right, going to boost into the main base here. Very few units.
Yeah, unloading here.
The rest of his army, though, is going around towards that 3rd base. Some Warpins that were not all that good.
Oh, what is that army doing over there at the top?
No.
I guess he's just so focused on trying to do as much damage as he possibly can. Now remember, the Phoenix is over here. Very hard to actually get out. But it seems like there's a little bit of miscontrol here. Now here comes the other attack coming in. He does get at least 1 medevac out. The question is how ready is Creator for this next attack here? We already have had 10 workers killed. Here comes the Colossus now.
Yeah, it doesn't get a huge amount done right there, but killing 10 workers isn't too bad,
This is an important shot here. See that he's going to be taking the gold base while he's putting the aggression on. This is one way to defend your 3rd, is to be so on top of your opponent they don't have any time to try to counterattack.
Yeah. Well, if he can actually, that would be like a really funny kind of twisting everything on its head, right? I don't really remember a whole lot of games where it was Terran taking the gold, you know?
Yeah.
Normally Protoss really tries to get it. This nice lock on right there, laying some mines down. No charge for these Zealots, of course, so they're not doing all that well. Does pick off that 1 Colossus up the top. Very Marauder-heavy army at the moment.
Yeah, definitely better to have Marauders in a moment like this than Marines when there's 2 Colossus in the fight. But, although Creator has fended this off, Dream is now soaking up the resources from the gold base. which should allow him, especially with an infantry unit composition, to get much more muscle on the map. And Creator doesn't have a gold of his own. And I don't see an easy opportunity for him to try to take one.
No.
Huge drop in the main, and although there's Phoenixes here, every unit will be able to be unloaded.
Yeah, that's very Marauder heavy as well, so you have to be very careful getting it on top of that.
Oh my gosh, coming down here and getting the Forge, a very inconvenient place to have the Forge for a drop like this. It's taken out, denying that at +1 attack upgrade. And now a dive over here onto the Colossus, good control by Creator. It doesn't look like it's going to be picked off. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon.
I think he's going to end up saving it there. He does have more units that have actually rallied up. Look at that, a pickup and a drop off on top of those Colossus as well.
He
So
does
actually
get it.
is
He
picking
actually
off
kills
one
it.
of them.
Yeah, now he's going to get the other one, or almost get the other one. Meanwhile, these probes, there's no easy way to get this out. In fact, he's going to try to recall some of his army back over here. Does this save it in time? And the Colossus inconveniently placed. Beautiful movement here by Dream.
Yeah, Unburrow plus the Rebrow and target on top of that Colossus. Very well done by Dream.
Now, again, Dream is continuing to just take all these gold minerals. But Creator sees an opportunity to try to counterattack. He's going to push across the map. Remember, though, both the Colossus were taken out. I think there's a new one that just popped out into the game, or is about to pop out into the game, but I don't know that you can actually come through here. So everything for Dream is working out nicely. I wouldn't be surprised if Dream takes a fourth coming up here as well.
Yeah,
He's got the minerals for it, Artosis.
Certainly does with that gold base. Going for 2 Ghost Academies, I think that's probably a mistake because he's moving really quickly right now, multitasking all over the place, trying to get the most out of his units as well. But that would be kind of funny if he starts trying to go for nukes here. We'll see about that. Don't see that in this matchup as often, especially this early on.
Do you think the unit comp that Creator went for was a wise decision considering the shape of this map?
You know what? Like, I think it's...
It doesn't seem like you can really punish him
It doesn't
now.
utilize the map super well.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, it's kind of like a unit comp that has potential always because you're shutting down drops but also protecting your Colossi and also having potential for harassment with those Phoenixes.
Right.
So I'm a little bit concerned that he's staying on it at this point. He's like still making Phoenixes, still getting back into Colossi because we see 4 Vikings at a time right now. Right? So once you hit the critical mass of Vikings, you're gonna wipe everything that's powerful in Creator's army pretty quickly.
Right. Well, this is Creator's moment to try to do some damage, and he really needs to do something here because Dream is taking the 4th. Now, this 4th base from Dream is pretty naked, by the way. I mean, if anything just comes up there, I think you can just stop it. Yeah, in fact, there's already a Zealot over here that's just going to deny this. But Dream is going to come here and take the Zealot out and then try to just finish that up. In fact, I think it was so close to finishing, it's actually has SCVs being sent there, excuse me. Now, the question here is, does Creator have enough? Because if Dream shuts this down, he's probably going to take this game.
Well, if he gets rid of the Colossi, he'll be able to kill the rest of the army pretty quickly. Gets rid of one of them. The Phoenix is getting in on top of these, but they cannot stop them.
Yeah, you can try to micro that War Prism all you want, but it's not going to be enough here. Dream continuing to do so much damage. Is a Stalker and Immortal on the ground here with the Phoenix pickups enough?
Oh, a lot more units are coming out for Dream right now. That Immortal's doing a ton of damage. The lifts are all right as well.
Yeah, he can
SCVs
target
get
it
pulled,
down.
though, and that's the thing about this composition.
Yeah, now, I don't know that if Creator reinforces it's going to work. It just seems like Dream got the 4th base up. He has enough money. There's just no way. Oh my God. I don't think there's any way for him to do it. And now, with Dream having the momentum, the tempo in his favor here, I don't know how Creator gets another base up. That's the problem. It's infantry with Medic Brain. It's not like you can expand to the bottom platform. You definitely can't take the gold. That's the easiest thing for Terran to smash.
Yeah, well, he's making more Phoenix and Colossi, I guess. But again, this composition doesn't really retain its power that well against Vikings.
Especially because you have Colossi, Immortals, and a War Prism, and you lost all of them.
Yeah.
The next army you have is going to just be so much weaker than what the Terran has.
Yeah, and when you don't have good upgrades like he doesn't have, because he only has the +1 armor, so he's down 2 upgrades.
Because that Forge was shot down during the drop.
Yeah, and then also you don't have Psy Storm. Like, you can get these scrappy armies where it's like Charge a Lot Storm, and suddenly it's like, yeah, you can kind of fight stuff. But this is like a half-finished unit composition that we're looking at, you know?
Yeah.
This is like, it just doesn't really fit together all that well.
Medevac's going to come in here once more. And again, I mean, these are not moves that Dream needs to do to win the game, but it's certainly going to make it harder for him to lose it.
Yeah, well, he's just
it's
keeping
that
him
much closer.
Yeah, he's keeping his attention over there. He's keeping him busy right now.
Dream expands again.
His supply's getting big. He has more workers. He's up 3 upgrades, which is like...
In this Terran vs. Zerg, Terran vs. Protoss, he is the Zerg. I messed my joke up. You talk. I'm going to go home.
He's the Zerg and the Protoss because he's up so many damn upgrades. Like, I mean, we're going to see +1 armor charge lots against 2/2 Marine Marauder Ghost Medevac. Okay, it's not going to be particularly pretty. Like 2 upgrades advantage is like, ooh, this is bad. And then 3?
What kind of sound do you make as you go ooh for that? But what do you do for 3 upgrade advantage? You go.
I go kaboom! Bush, 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 bush.
Okay, got it. Nice. No, this is
watch this Marine solo this Zella.
Yeah,
you see this? How hilarious is this? Normally that Zella will kill 10 Marines.
Yeah. Not this time. This Marine's packing heat.
Oh my EMP God. As well.
Yeah, the Terran army's just gonna swarm this like a bunch of bees.
Oh my God.
Bees with guns and stim packs.
It's pretty crazy. Look at that. Just eats it.
This is like that Hitchcock movie Birds, but instead it's the Terran army as the birds.
Yeah.
Creator's just in the phone booth like, ah!
Well, if you're in that phone booth and you only have 1 armor upgrade.
Yeah. And here's the thing, back then that was what's what was called a scary movie. It's not scary anymore.
You don't think Birds is scary?
The movie?
Yeah.
No.
Think about if all the pigeons try to kill you.
I'd go inside and I'd be fine.
But what if there's only a telephone booth around?
I'd say thank God I'm in the time period of 30 years ago when there were telephone booths around.
Yeah. But
and then I'd also think it's too bad it's 30 years ago and I can't text anybody for help.
You could call somebody if you knew anyone's number.
Yeah.
And 911 existed.
Creator's having a bad day.
That. You have no coins on you. You're trying to call collect to your parents or something.
Yeah.
And oh my God, it's like I'm being attacked by birds. Hello, do you accept a call from? I'm being attacked by birds. Like, no.
Right now, we're talking about birds, but I think this is like another Hitchcock movie. This is you and me are in the movie Rear Window. We're about to witness a murder from across the street.
Yeah.
As I think Creator's going to go down 2-0 unless he can really come up with some new play. Our map is Eternal Empire, and our game is loaded up. Let's go.
전투 준비 완료. 지네어 그린윙즈 크리에이터 장윤. 브레이브 스타 게임 드림 조중혁.
Is it Brave Star Gaming?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Well, you know, again, Creator, he never looks like bad, so to speak, but he never is able to finish the job. You know?
Yeah.
Like if we had like bosses, you know, if like each guy was like a boss in a video game, Creator is not a boss at the end of the level, he's like halfway through. He's like one of the giants you gotta fight.
Yeah.
And you don't want to lose too many lives on him because you actually have to fight the real boss, which is going to be probably Party.
Yeah, he's basically Rocksteady or something.
Yeah. He's one of Krang's rock troopers. Dimension
oh God,
magma
yeah,
rock guys.
yeah, the major whatever he was.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Well, let's compare what he did to what Parting did with the same unit composition. Parting, he made let's call it like a middling amount of Phoenix Colossus. He made enough so that there's not a perfect answer to this. Do you make a bunch of Vikings? Do you not make a bunch of Vikings? Creator kept making it like it was 6 or 7 years ago when there was a time where you could actually just go Phoenix Colossus all game and it was kind of a real comp.
Yeah.
That time doesn't exist anymore. It's not really like that anymore.
Well, not only that, but also just what an odd thing to do on that map.
Yeah, I'm not sure why.
I don't know why. I mean, I guess, okay, yeah, you could shoot down medevacs with Phoenixes, but, you know, Phoenixes don't just insta-kill medevacs. A lot of times the medevacs unload. You know what I mean?
I think it could be a little bit of a mind game where you're like, okay, most people go blink into charge here with the gold base.
Right.
So maybe they're going to do something a little bit more aggressive to try to stop that before it gets going. And so then you go for this slightly more defensive, organically defensive composition that will stop the things that stop what they think you're going to do. So I think that in that way, maybe it's an okay idea. It's just the fact that he stayed on it for so long and like didn't try to get his upgrades going again. I mean, if you're playing such a defensive composition, at least get your upgrades and keep them going. And if they get stopped, restart them, right? Because if you're sitting back like that, it's like, well, the game should go longer, right? It's not like your Phoenix Colossus doesn't have a great kill timing or anything. Things can happen. Things can go wrong for the Terran where suddenly you can maybe go over and kill them, but that shouldn't be what you're counting on with the composition. You know?
Yeah, it's just an odd choice. Again, you know, when I'm not saying it's bad, but when you're on Jin Air and you have so many other great minds on there, you know, I would expect them to come out with just such a strong strategy, and it just seemed a little bit weird. And you know, Dream, I think, strategically had a smart move. He set up, you know, a multi-pronged attack, but he did it behind taking the gold base. So as long as he's kept Creator busy enough, Creator can't stop the gold base, and by then, even if you haven't done an insane amount of damage, you have the momentum of a larger, stronger infantry. And I mean, the end of that game really was already over before the final attack happened. I mean, Terran basically outpaced the Protoss. It's like, okay,
sure.
I've won, you know. Now we just got to have a final fight to finish this whole thing off.
Yeah. Well, when he went back into the Phoenix Colossus production and Dream was making a lot of Vikings, that's when the game was pretty much decided, I would say. Well, looking at this game, definitely a very different opener here from Creator. It's going into Blink, third base, Robo, much more standard stuff. Dream looks like the same build as last game, if I'm not mistaken. Or close to, at least. Even got the Cyclone. Little patrol right there.
A little patrol.
Yeah. He's just making sure that area is fine and safe.
You think Parting definitely wants to face off against Creator over Dream here? Or does Parting maybe actually prefer to get a PvT here?
PvP, like, I think that Parting's really good PvP, and I would feel pretty confident in him beating Creator, but yeah, that's a really hard question, actually, because PvP has so much volatility in it right now.
There's so many ways you can play it. There's so many different build orders interacting with each other. And
there's a ton of insane upsets that happen in PvP right now where you'll have much weaker players sometimes knocking out better players in the matchup.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I think a lot of professional Protosses are frustrated with it because of that. So, but the thing is, Dream I think is quite a bit better than Creator, so I'm not sure which one Parting really wants.
One other thing to watch for here, the 5 gates are just now finishing. There's a War Prism coming out. Zealot Charge is about to be done along with the Armor Upgrade. Armor Upgrade a little bit further off, but it looks like the Protoss is ready to take a fight over where the third base is about to be acquired here for Dream. I love the Stalkers out here in the front just to try to slow down any progression of the army coming out here. But with the Cyclone and the rest of this infantry here, you're going to have to back up for sure.
Alright, does save that one. The Prism going down. Warping around, maybe for some harassment.
Yeah, some 4 Zealots there. He might even try to go inside the main, but if he does that, then I got to ask, you know, what is there to actually defend over at this expansion? I mean, when you go 2-base like this for a while as Dream, you're supposed to have the stronger push, right?
Yeah, he technically has a stronger army. The medevacs, I think, like, should be just about there. He needs them because he did stim. Creator's actually doing a very nice job right here.
Okay,
like, this counter harass is amazing, and then he's actually got enough to hold that off as well.
Okay, dropping 2 more Zealots over there. Dream is now backing up. We have another Warp in.
He's supply blocked and no pylons making.
No! Oh no!
This is like
this is like the worst thing that could have happened.
Because if he had a round of 6 to 8 Zealots pop out right there.
I'm glad you noticed that because I was confused. I actually thought he just was busy doing something else, but you're right. He was supply
He
blocked.
started 5 pylons at once right now.
Oh my god.
That is so brutal.
That sucks, man.
That is not
really,
supposed to be why you don't kill somebody in a pro game.
Yeah, well, it's like,
Ouch.
you got it in there. He was out of position, the Terran was. And then it's, you know, you're just, you forgot pylons. You can't make it. It's, and
Can you
then,
imagine if
and
he
that,
wasn't
the
supply
attack's over at that point in time.
It's like,
4
yeah,
zealots
he has
is
to
not
clean
enough.
up-
Yeah.
He has to clean up 2 zealots, 3rd and 2 in his main. That's not a big deal. Truly, it's
I
not.
feel for Creator here.
Well, yeah. I mean, I agree. I don't want to see people in pain and having a hard time, but he's the one that's not building pylons, you know?
Yeah,
It's not like a witch has cursed him, and thus he doesn't get pylons.
Can
It's
you
like,
imagine, though, if that's what witches did?
well, there is a witch that cursed me, and that's why I
Artosis
missed
would
depots.
definitely be drowning a lot of people if that was the case.
Absolutely. I'm like, what race do you play? Well, witch! You're a witch!
Yeah, this is looking worse here. Now, I mean, Creator's not dead, but he lost a huge opportunity here, which is kind of a bummer.
That could have been a very nice little warp in. Just do some extra damage in there. Feel really good about that. But you know what? Right now, he's got a very healthy probe count. He's got great upgrades going for him. He's starting to put together a strong army. He's got his 4th base. There are very redeeming things going on for Creator.
Okay, now Creator's going to set up for a big attack here. Again, the game's not over yet. I mean, Creator could absolutely still win this. He seems to be playing overall a really good game, despite the bungled Warp Prism warp and failure.
Yeah, some very solid stuff. But Dream is, you know, he's on his way to the stuff that he wants as well.
Okay, he's going to be able to save the Warp Prism. Nicely done, although it is pretty damaged.
Oh my god. Well, he's going for a gigantic attack. I think Creator needs to continue to push.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think he should turn around and go back home. I think instead he needs to come in here and try to smash the natural and then recall back home and save what he can.
Yeah.
But I got to say, Dream is really pushing through here and hitting 2 different locations at once. This is getting to a bit of a base trading situation. Yeah. But with the Warp Prism here, you're able to, and Blink as well, you're able to shuttle so much more up onto the high ground here.
Well, let's see what he can do. That was a pretty
storm.
brutal storm right there. All right, he's continuing to push forward. He should be just warping in like High Templars up in his base to try to get enough storms to hold on. In the meantime, I mean, he's doing a lot of damage here.
Okay, now again, we've seen this before with Creator where it seems like he has a lead and then he loses it. Now the CC's being floated away, so there is the option to start remaking more SCVs. He's only got 4 right now, but
yeah, his economy is really, really rad.
I don't know about these Zealots coming down the ramp here.
Yeah.
I do not like this at all.
No, I don't like that choice, that's for sure, but he's killing everything right now. Even picks off the Liberators as they come out. That's a very important pick off.
In a base trade, guys, you are able as Terran to pick. Oh my god, that EMP was perfect.
He EMP'd everything.
He EMP'd everything. You can pick up your buildings and float them away, and Protoss cannot do that. I mean, if Creator doesn't control this Nexus at the bottom right, he might lose this game too. And there's no way that you can kill up all these buildings in time that are floating here from Terran. We see him coming back home. There's just one Immortal here. He's going to dive in, take out the cannon, take out the Immortal. One more Immortal pops out, but it's in a bad position and is immediately destroyed.
Well, he's
Dark
making
Shrine
a
being targeted
DT
here.
right now, and he is making a second Dark Shrine
There's no
somewhere.
detection, right?
Well, he has two orbitals that are floating around right now.
Right, so we can land that.
And he has EMP, of course, yeah.
Sure, yeah,
but he actually missed that
I
EMP.
don't think, does he have energy on that, though?
Well, he just used one EMP, but it missed, so...
Okay, he's got to Hail Mary this storm.
Ooh, very good storms. Very good storms.
Okay, he scans with that one orbital, excuse me, I can't talk, takes out the DT.
Okay, Creator spent so much money, he doesn't really have that much left, but he does have a Nexus in the bottom right, which is really, really important. Now, if he can pick off all the detection...
Oh my god, there's a CC being made here at the bottom.
Oh my god. This game is getting crazy
and
right now.
I have to imagine that Creator thinks he's got this in the bag once he takes out the CC. There's no way to come back into a macro game. That, however, is not the case.
Well, he has to be careful having his units split up right now.
Missed
Look at
scan.
his DT left over.
Missed scan.
Oh, that's brutal.
Okay.
Okay, he gets it there. All right, we don't have any DTs left.
I mean, 17 workers mining here should be enough to propel him to.
By the way, I think this is a really high IQ move right here from Creator to get DT Blink. That is such a good upgrade right now.
Oh,
because if he does have any scans left, like
blink
every
out.
blink is a scan, and the cooldown is actually pretty quick on DT Blink nowadays.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think you're completely right on that.
That's a really good move. I like it.
Now again, this army from Terran can heal. It's very mobile. You know, Protoss units, when they take damage, it's permanent, you know, on their hulls. So even though there's a superior army supply right now for Creator, I mean, take that with a grain of salt here. It depends a lot on these engages. Now, this arc is pretty perfect here. I don't think Terran can attack into that and ever expect that to work.
It's very scary. Look at this. He brings in the DT too.
Every kill he gets, every zealot he shoots down, every unit is so precious right now.
Oh my God.
Another DT is here. I think Dream might be zoned out of a win here.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Again, every swipe this DT does is getting Creator just, you know, inches closer to victory here. The last fight's coming down as Dream's options dry up, at least for that attack. I think we're going to be seeing GG here, right? I mean, 17 probes mining is insane. You compare that to the one SCV that could mine right now.
Yeah, he's got nothing left.
GG, Creator takes it 1-1.
Wow, all right, all right. Now, that was a nice game. Like, he got supply blocked, and that was kind of a brutal punish upon himself. But I think he played the base trade really well, getting into the Dark Templar tech. In fact, even making the second Dark Shrine, at first I was like, I don't think so, dude. Why are you making a second one? But that actually worked out and really helped him, too. Nice play there by Creator.
I love it. I love it.
Thing is, I feel like a lot of the games tonight, he shows a lot of skill in, and then something goes wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
Which, I mean, isn't that always the way? You know, you'll be playing a good game and then stuff goes wrong, and you're like, well, this game's hard.
This is a map that's very fitting for what Creator needs to get out of this group. Zen.
Well, if that's what he needs, I don't know if he's going to make it, dude, because he's been pretty angry tonight.
Yeah, he gets angry when he loses, but, you know, maybe he got it all out of his system in the first loss. That can happen, too, you know? The body can only produce so much, you know, emotion in periods of time. I don't know what I'm talking about. No, let's go into game number 3. It's loading up now. Creator versus Dream. Again, the winner goes on to face off against Parting in the final match, which is going to start. Here we go.
전투 준비 완료. 지네어 그레닝즈 크리에이터 장현우. 브레이브스타 게임 드림 조중혁.
So, Tasteless, in your professional opinion, in like, let's say a given amount of time, how much emotion would you say the human body can produce?
3 gallons.
3 gallons of emotion.
Yeah,
that sounds right. That sounds right to me.
Yeah.
I haven't looked up that Wikipedia page yet, but I bet I trust you. Okay, just wanted to check on that.
Artosis. I got a little bit of plugging I've got to do. A little bit of pluggery.
Okay.
I'm streaming tomorrow.
Yeah.
You guys should join me. My 4th day of streaming.
Well, people are going to be watching the Pylon show tomorrow, so I don't know if they're going to have time.
What time is it going to finish?
Probably before you start.
What time does it normally finish?
Maybe 1 p.m. KST or something like that?
You know what that's called for Tasteless?
What?
Early in the morning. 1 p.m. in my house.
Don't I and all Pylon show fans know it, Tasteless.
That is when the rooster... what is it? What does rooster do? What is that? What is it called? Where they go?
Crows.
The crows. That's when the rooster barks, Artosis.
Yeah.
Yes. That'll be perfectly timed out for yours truly. And see, right there, indirectly we say, and also check out the Pylon show. You guys, your whole day tomorrow is set. While you're inside in quarantine.
Yeah.
Keeping safe. Staying inside your house so you don't cough on each other and sneeze on each other.
It's a good day tomorrow. I'm excited.
Yes. And one other real quick thing here I want to remind everybody of it as well is that the ASL Finals is also around the corner.
That's right, Sunday.
On Sunday.
Of course, we have a GSL group the day before on Saturday.
That's right.
So much good StarCraft.
There's a lot of good StarCraft coming up here. So continue to join us every day that we're doing stuff here. So in this game, we have a quick expand into the Twilight. Is Creator going to be able to pull through with a win here? I mean, his games are so, even when he wins, they're not clean.
Yeah.
It's always a tightrope walk watching this guy play.
It has certainly felt that way today. It's a little bit annoying. Okay, so this Reaper is actually just a hero. He's killed 2 probes and got full scouting on and cost a bunch of lost mining time. This has been just a fantastic
And he
Reaper.
gets out.
Are you kidding me?
See ya, sucker. Sucker!
Yeah. Well, great job there from Dream.
We could use some other banal phrases from old movies. It's time to kick the tires and light the fires, Artosis.
Who says that? What
It's an
movie is that?
Independence Day.
Oh gosh, that was such a good movie.
Yeah.
You saw the new one, right? The giant alien that runs
It's so
around.
bad, the giant naked alien running around. It's so
Should have been wearing
stupid.
clothes, tasteless. Like
Yeah,
what?
yeah, he should probably have some giant alien armor. Why is it giant? Can you imagine if that was like what it was like for people? Like we're all this size, but then there's like one giant human that's like the size of a building. Like we send him out to fight.
There is. His name is Pain User.
That was good. That was very good, Artosis.
All right, looks like we have a Widowmine drop coming up right now. Of course, 3-gate blink into a 3rd and Robo. Pretty standard good stuff.
Ooh, gonna be able to drive that away. And it looks like we'll get one more shot off here and then lose that Widowmine. Actually, you know, I didn't finish the Independence Day movie. I saw it, I was on an airplane, I watched it like about halfway through and actually decided I would rather stare into my chair with nothing on than watch this
I do that a lot.
hot pile of garbage. You know what I do sometimes though? I'll watch somebody else's movie from like
Without
a
the
scene.
sound. It's actually better without the sound.
Sometimes with a bad movie and I can kind of just like narrate the story in my head and yeah,
I do that too.
yeah. I
You know how many times
cast
that-
it in my head.
I've seen 3/4 of the Avenger movie like 100 times on airplanes.
Yeah.
Without sound.
There's a good travel technique there. Now, in this game, and this has been something we've seen a lot in the PVTs here today, is that the Protoss gets 3 bases. The Terran is going to have an opportunity to push as well as expand a little bit later on here.
Creator's playing a solid game.
Yep.
It's very similar to before. This comes up for a little bit of harassment. That's kind of a cool place bunker. I like it.
The Stalkers just can't quite get over there and do much more damage because of where it's placed. I love the little Widowmine coming in over here. But it looks like he doesn't even want to burrow it because he sees the probes attacking it. It's not worth risking losing the mine to kill one probe.
Yeah, it's
You're
better to
definitely
have
losing
the
money.
potential.
Right, yeah.
Just the fear of it is actually better than 1 probe kill.
Now, Dream's going to push out on the map here. With Blink, you can always try to run away if the infantry gets too close to you.
Hey, look at that. Couple kills. And a lot of lost mining time, too. Really microing that heavily.
Now, Stim's almost done, which is going to make this infantry army a much larger threat here. And we actually have more Medevac, Marine Marauder coming across the map now.
We better get up there pretty quick. All right, that Medevac actually joins up that had the mine in it.
Battery shielding up some more of this. But is there going to be any kind of way to come through and break him here? I mean, Terran should have a little bit more, but I think Protoss positionally is not going to be in a bad spot, right?
Yeah, I think he can just hold this.
Yeah.
Like with the sentries and the battery. Another warping round? Maybe not.
He's pulling the probes away, but there's Immortals coming up here.
Yeah, I think he's fine, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, well, hold on. He kills the Immortal, which
Charge lots come out.
doesn't matter for now because Protoss is alive, but you want to have a lot of Immortals out if you're going to win fights later on. So little issues like that coming up where the Immortals just shot down is definitely something that could be a factor in a later fight where Protoss just doesn't quite have enough to hold it.
He's supply blocked again. 92 and 93.
Ouch.
Violence.
Creator's a shaky guy right now. just not quite having the cleanest play. The ideas are there, the execution, not quite.
All right, big drop flying towards his main base. Scans where those stalkers are and where they aren't.
Okay.
Oh my god, that pylon Tasis is powering so much. Wish we had a name for such a thing.
Yeah, if only there was some word we would have for that, so that we could capture that idea easily and then move on to the cast.
But basically, guys, what happened was that pylon powered a bunch of buildings, and so he killed it, and so that's like really bad for Protoss.
This drop over here from Creator is not going to quite cut it, man. I mean, he's fighting back a little bit, but this is going to be cleaned up. And there's still the option to, okay, I was going to say he should not drop over there. But again, if he was able to get another Immortal that's isolated, you know, this all adds up.
Yeah.
It's funny, because for the Terran, you know, Medivacs are replenishable. Marines and Marauders are replenishable. You don't want to lose any of them if you can avoid it, but Protoss is in a different situation here with, like, robo units.
Yeah,
Observers,
well, I would put them, like, kind of on par with Medivacs, where it's like...
I'd say they're even a little bit more.
A little bit more, I would say,
important?
yeah.
All right.
A little bit more. Medivacs kind of are easier to pump out. You don't have double robo all the time, but you always have reactor to start for. All right, pushing in once again. Still a pretty reasonable army right there. He is down an upgrade.
This is a very small army, though.
Yeah,
You know,
just kind of
he actually
poking
can't
around.
commit to anything with this right now. If he gets some more reinforcements in here, then maybe.
Just keeping the pressure on those pretty legit. Have you ever seen anyone mine out those middle minerals, by the way?
All the time, Artosis. No. I love the dropping back here, but I almost wonder if it would have been better to try to just send these back home to meet up with the rest of the army. You know, it's a lot of units and just more medevacs to heal everything.
I think multitasking is one of his strong suits too, though.
Sure. Okay, we're going to have a larger push come in here. Units stimming just to get across the map quick enough so that he can set up an attack. Dream keeping his options open with the possibility of always hitting the main, and that's 2 Immortals in the main, only 1 over here in the front, which is pretty important. I mean, when you have Marauder counts this high, the more Immortals you have to fight those Marauders, the better.
Yeah, I'm surprised he doesn't bring at least one of them back down.
Yeah, I think it's a maybe questionable placement here.
Yeah, look at the amount of Marauders in here. 2 more Immortals would just help plow right through
The
this.
Zealots are all gone.
Oh god, his Immortal's not even firing there.
Yeah, more units are coming in here to try to assist in this fight. Dream is pretty crazy with his fights. Sometimes it looks like he has so little, but he's just still holding his ground.
Yeah.
Ouch, huge storm there.
Monster storm.
Got to be careful for that, but again, the drop comes in here now, and this is where the Warpins are going to be drawn to.
Dream just continuing to micro. Picks up once again with that frontal force.
Great EMP there.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to do too much more with this little tiny army. But look at what he's done in the meantime. Taking a 4th base on location. I love it.
Dream, just like in the last game, Dream always seems to just have enough where he can just keep expanding. It's kind of like some of Innovation's games where he just keeps pushing and it looks really close until you look at the Terran side of the map and they have 2 more bases than the race they're pushing.
I feel like Dream is actually a little bit closer to Maru like this.
Okay.
He's like building on location and keeping so much pressure on in different locations that, you know, he can do that.
Right. It really is impressive, though. Okay, great EMP is coming down here. It's one of the reasons why you see a lot of Protoss as pocket the Templar. There it is, GG.
And that is it. Creator, fortunately, eliminated first from his group. And Dream goes up to the final match to play against Parting once again. They already had a very nice series at the beginning of the day, and that's how we're going to end it as well. Creator, gonna have to wait till Season 2 of GSL. See what he can do there.
And look, every time I wish him the best of luck. Go back to the lab. You know, it's more than just builds and strategies. I think it's, you know, keeping composure and you know, knowing how to roll with the punches through the group. But, you know, one thing about, you know, getting upset when you lose is it shows that you do care about winning, you know.
Yeah, that's for sure. Otherwise, why would you be upset?
I don't know. Excuse me. We're going to have a short break coming up here, and then it's going to be the final match, the final best of 3, Dream versus Parting, to decide who's going to be the next player to go to the round of 16.
That's right. I think it's going to be a great match. It's really hard to say which way it's going to go. They cheese each other 1-1, and then they had a very nice game at the end. So.
Yeah, they seem to be. They have quite a range.
Yeah.
Of play styles here. It's always interesting in a group phase like this to see what happens in the rematch. You know.
Yeah.
Usually the first games you see are the most planned out. You know, for each of the 4 players in the first 2 matches. Anyways, that break is happening now, and then we go to our final best of 3. Don't go away.